Work this time. Hopefully it does. I'm not seeing it. Okay, it's working. It didn't want to work. I don't know why sometimes it'll say I'm connected live and then it just shits out and doesn't do anything. It's fucking annoying. All right, let me post this in Facebook and then we're ready to roll. Oh shit. There we go. Boom. Man, the internet's running slow for some reason today. Internet's running slow. And uh, just went live. Cool. And my mom is texting me. Hold on. All right, now I'm on point. I'm back on my shit. What the fuck is this? Don't know what the fuck that is. And one more. Okay. All right. I got my shit together now, officially. I probably should do that before I start a live. What's up, Kevin? Uh, so yeah, where'd we leave off? I didn't mean to quit so abruptly yesterday, but like I'd been on here for an hour and 20 minutes talking, and I was like, man, I gotta eat. I gotta go do some shit. But yeah, yesterday I was pretty good discussion. Yesterday, I was real happy with how that went. Did you guys catch Rob's live podcast last night? I caught some of it. I caught most of it actually. I got most of it. Um, yeah, it was pretty decent. I hope on the next one, I hope Rob starts getting into like breeding and breeding plans and stuff. Starts getting into a little bit more of that stuff. Maybe you guys hit him up with some questions. Um, but yeah, hey, somebody, and I don't know who asked it. Somebody yesterday asked a question about solas and Bantayang and the different regions. I didn't catch the question because we were talking so much about different genetic things. So whoever asked that question, if they're on, which they're probably not because there's only 8 people on, um, I don't know. I'll bring it up later if I see some of the same names again from last night. Yeah, me and Spencer, we just got off a podcast for his channel for the Breeding 101 series. So that was the third video. Hope I'll have the second video over to him till probably tonight, maybe first thing in the morning, and then I'll get him this video over, and then so you guys have to check that out for sure. What's up, Randy? Your snakes are almost ready for you to come get them. By the way, that's got to get them through a shed, get a meal or two in them, and then they're ready to roll. So, but yeah, hopefully we get we can find some more people into genetics. Duran sent me a guy's name. Gonna hit him up so we can all learn together on how to make better snakes from people that know way more than we do about stuff. So that'll be fantastic. And I just got a message from Weston. Him and Paul are gonna come on. Him and Paul Lucas are gonna come on to talk about their breedings and what they got going on. So we're gonna try to set that up very soon. Mason. I think at 9 tonight. I think we're doing another podcast with Mason. We're gonna go over what he's working on and what he's got coming and his breeding plans. So a lot of good stuff. A lot of locality stuff, man, this year. Normally it's like me and one other person. It used to just be me and Wolfgang for years, pissing with the localities. Now there's so many more people doing it. So awesome year for localities. Started building 4 new 6x2s by 2s. Well, silver yellowhead is going to be 8x30. Yeah, that's cool. That'll be a nice big cage for. Be a nice big cage for. Yeah, that I don't know if you saw it, Randy, but I posted a picture came up in my memories from 8 years ago, of a really nice yellowhead sitting on a pile of eggs, and that's actually that female's mom. That was the clutch that she came from. So looked nice. Yeah, she looked really nice. It was and I produced her in I think 2012, maybe 2011. So yep, yeah, I've had that project going on for a very long time. So yeah, there was people asking about Chris. There's people asking who's going to have pure jamps, man. There were some people asking about it. I don't know of anybody actually producing pure jamps this season. So there might be. I don't know. Is anybody producing pure Kaiwatis this season? I mean, I knew Anunnaki did it last year. Um, who is any? I don't know if anybody's even doing pure Kaiwatis this year. So we might not have pure Kaiwatis or pure Jamps this year. That's crazy. Outside, who's shooting for pure Solayers outside of Lucas? I don't think anybody is. Even so, I mean, we got the Malaysian Solar Crosses. We got the uh, Sumatrans, probably Bali CRM crosses. Good chance we're gonna have the Balis. I got 3 localities in the incubator plus Kalatoa ternates, and I should have a Mindanao ternate clutch coming too. So, I there's a rumor Rob's doing Halma Kalatoas this year. So we're looking at a. It's literally this will probably be the biggest year I've ever seen in 20 years of locality breedings. The more I think about it, between the amount of people that are producing different stuff, the amount of people, it'll also be the biggest year ever for F2 ternates, which isn't saying much. It's more than one clutch. Means it's the biggest year. So Andrew's doing 2 clutches. Randy's got one. That dude was working with Aubrey's got one. And I was talking to Jake. He said his buddy had one, but I don't know if that was the same person that was working with Aubrey or not. So so big year, huge year for F2 ternates. Unfortunately, they'll all be like 5 eggs or 6 eggs, so there won't really be that much. That's the thing about the ternates, man. Like those F2s are gonna throw some crazy stuff, and depending on what I mean, I know the shit Andrew's gonna produce. That's he's using one of my males that's got Fractalus and Apocalypto blood in it. So there's hardly gonna. I don't think we'll even have much for sale. That's the crazy part. Oh, hoping to hit the Halma X. Yeah, yeah, that'll be interesting. I think it's all Garrett at this point. Tassetti helped him find that other pair that. What the hell is this? What about the lady that sent you the study on recombinant DNA and gene shuffling in snakes? I don't know if I got that. Did I get that? I needed to get something like that, but I don't remember if I actually got the PDF file for that. I know what study you're talking about though. I could just not be lazy and look it up. That would probably I need to fucking get a mini notebook that I have somewhere and just start making notes so I quit forgetting to take videos of snakes and look shit up and do all this other stuff that I need to do. Uh, which Kevin, what did Tassetti help Garrett find? What was it? What was the locality? Was it Jamp or what the hell was it? I don't remember. Oh, and on a positive note, which unfortunately Duran isn't here to hear the good news, I might have worked things out a little bit with Triple Threat, so we might not be fighting with each other on the internet anymore. So that's good. Hopefully, unfortunately, Duran isn't here to help celebrate, since he's very pro everyone getting along. So hopefully that works out. I don't know. They might get yelled at by Garrett and Brian for getting along with me, but we'll have to see. No. I wish I knew who that was online yesterday that was asking the question about the Bantayangs, and I completely missed this. I was talking to Sean. He was like, "Hey, you missed that question about them solos." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "No, somebody's asking about solo sizes, Bantayangs, all that stuff." I completely missed it, and I kind of feel like a dick for missing that. What the hell is my phone doing here? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to look this up. I'll probably forget, so someone will probably have to remind me. Was that? I think that was a study. Didn't it have something to do with corn snakes, if I remember correctly. There was something with corn snakes that dealt with those genetics. I can't. I remember I seen that a while ago, and I don't recall exactly what it was. Oh, the Tambos. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was those that guy put up that pair of like breeder ready Tambos for like dirt ass cheap for like less than $2,000 or something crazy like that. The Philatoas, the Super Mindanaos, they're on the way. I forgot about that clutch. That clutch is getting should be getting laid quite directly. Yeah, cage looks good, Randy. Um, yeah, I got to respond to Weston, see what their schedule's like. Work that out with yeah, that PRDM9 gene. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. Yeah, I remember hearing about that study a while back and then just not looking into it. I need to talk Raul Diaz into coming in. I want actually coming on the podcast. I've tried to for years. He's hard to get to come on podcast. But he was doing a lot of retic retic work for years, and then we lost importation, and it kind of lost some of the stuff that he was, kind of shifted. But I believe he is a evolutionary biologist. If I think that's his official thing. But I know he was doing some other studies with retics and a lot of chameleon joint development stuff. So I gotta talk Raul into coming on. I almost had Wolfgang talked into coming on, but he said he wanted to wear a face mask, which I thought was hilarious. It's like, I don't know. It's like, Wolfgang, I don't think you need to wear a face mask. But yeah, he said about wearing a disguise, which that would be even better if he would come on wearing some sort of disguise. Um, everybody would absolutely love that. So, but yeah, if there's any topics you guys want to hit tonight, let me know. Me and Spencer just did an hour, and then we're probably gonna have to do roughly another hour tonight. So it's hard to not build my own enclosures when I can build those 400. Yeah, that's why I build my own incubators. Yeah, fuck paying all that money. Fuck paying $1,200 for an incubator that doesn't work when you can go build a box for like $80, or you can go find a really big Kohler. Yeah, my buddy Sean said today that they have Sam's Clubs has those 150 quart Kohlers on sale right now for like $90. So like that's like instant instant incubator right there. You get that and a 2 foot piece of heat tape and a shelf to put shit on, and you're good to go. Good to go. East Trenton Retics. I had the pleasure with Wolfgang, super knowledgeable guy. Yeah, Wolfgang knows he knows so much about retics, it's ridiculous. And he has thousands of pictures, like thousands of pictures of different types of retics, different localities. So it's like a massive amount. Yeah, I haven't talked to Wolfgang. I haven't talked to Wolfgang in about 6 months. I missed his call the last time he called me. Plywood, plexiglass, caulking, and dry lock. Yep, that's all you need. That's really all you need. No. But yeah, if anybody wants to hit any topics tonight, I'm not completely talked out, but I'm a little bit talked out after our podcast already. So whatever topics you guys want to hit, we're gonna hit you guys' topics tonight. Whatever, pick a topic and we'll go from there. Did he delete his Facebook? I'm guessing, yeah, Wolfgang. He did and he didn't because he had like three or four. Um, he had his main one because he used to have a locality retic group that him and Nick ran, and then Nick and him had whatever falling out they had, and then that went to shit. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't if Wolfgang just kind of calls me sporadically, and that's usually when I talk to him about stuff. But yeah, it's been I might maybe not 6 months, but I know the last time he called me, I missed his call, unfortunately. Okay, have you seen the Superdorf Mindanao marbles first sell on Morph Market? Yeah, they look pretty good. They look pretty good. I that was from the marble they used was from the first Mindanao Superdorf marble breeding me and Andrew did. I bred he had a 50% Superdorf marble and I bred that to a Mindanao. That was a long time ago actually. Well, it wasn't like super long ago. I'm gonna say that was like 6 years ago or something. Um, because the sibling, you know those crazy marbles I made this last year, the Halma uh, Halma Mindanao Kalatoa marbles. It was one of these offspring from that clutch. It was a female I kept from that clutch. I bred a crazy looking ternate male to. It's the same male that's actually down on breeder load at Andrew's house. So, but yeah, no, they look good. I thought they looked good. And, you know, and they're not quite as crazy back pattern as I like, but a lot of them still look pretty good. You know, they look like they're gonna have really nice color. They look like their color is gonna be fantastic. I don't know who that dude is. I don't know if I sold him that snake. I don't. I have a really hard time remembering names insofar that I don't. I tend to remember people more by the snakes I sell them, to be honest. Um, so I can't picture the snake off the top of my head, and plus it had been like 5 or 6 years ago. So I don't know if that was a direct purchase from me or he got it from Andrew. I don't know the snake off the top of my head, but yeah, I mean, and I hope he can sell those snakes because those are what are they? 62.5% Superdorf and 25% Cali or yeah, Calito, fucking Mindanao. So they're like super outcrossed. How would I? Okay, I remember this. Yeah, I'm glad you. See, I told you I wasn't going to remember. How would I classify the animals coming from these two clutches? Breedings are siblings from the same clutch. 50% TK SD Sunfire Het genetic stripe 2. 50% TK. I would just classify them as TK Sunstripes. You know, that's how I would classify those. Just TK Sunstripes. Everyone knows TK is a Superdorf. Um, what's the second two? Wait, hold on. Let me read that again. Breedings are siblings from the same clutch. 50% TK Sunfire Het genetic stripe to 50% TK Superdorf Sunfire Het genetic stripe. Yeah, I mean, I would just call them TK Sunstripes. That's what I'd call them. Would you consider the babies from the clutches one bloodline or two bloodlines? Genetically, the clutches are the same. I would pretty much just, I'd consider it, if there's no other localities in it, I would just consider it a TK Sunstripe project. That's how I would probably label that, to be honest. I would just keep it under that label. And people should be cool with that. That, that's not controversial. That's not making any claims. It's just calling it what it is. Did you get a clutch from that yet? Are we gonna see some? Are we gonna see some genetic stripe Sunfires, or where are we at on that? Because I don't know if did Garrett hatch out? I know he. Am I mistaken? I thought he hatched out Super Dwarf genetic stripes. I could have swore I saw those. I just don't remember if he hit the sun stripes. Because Garrett does have some stuff down there that he doesn't show off very much. I feel like he should show some more of that shit off. Yeah, I kind of feel like he's trying to keep stuff a secret. He needs to show that shit off, get people excited. And just out of curiosity, Clutch should be dropping in February. Okay. And just out of curiosity, do you have plans, like say you hit the uh say you do hit the Sunstripe, which you should, because I think it's only like 1 in 8 or something like that. It's not very hard numbers there to hit. Um, like if you get the TK Sunstripe, right? Are you gonna run that into a pure then? A pure back to a pure Superdorf and start the 75% project, or what's the plan there? Because I kind of feel like you almost have to do that. Okay, did I hear you right? You had a clutch last year that was no, Kalatoa. I might have fucked up and said Halma, but it was Kalatoa, Mindanao, and Ternate. The marbles I made were 50% Ternate, 25% Mindanao, 12.5% Kalatoa. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So you're gonna run it right back in and start the high percentage game. Yeah. Are you gonna try to add albino into that? Like like go for like T positive, like Indo Caramel. Has anybody made an Indo Caramel Sunstripe yet? I don't pay enough attention to the mainland shit, so I never know what the fuck's going on. Um, Not that there's any Indo Caramel Super Dwarfs, but there's Mochinos and stuff out there, because that might be a good project. You get like a Mochino Super Dwarf 50%er and breed a Sunstripe into it, so that way you're getting a nice mix of albinos depending on how stuff lines up for when you breed the offspring together. Ooh. Oh, is anybody doing any A-mails? Any A-mail Super Dwarfs? That'd be nice. I was supposed to do a double head Anery genetic stripe, but shit got fucked up this season. Yeah, I don't think we've seen an Anery G stripe yet, have we? Which that should be a nice, pretty, like, high silver snake. I bet an Anery G stripe tiger will look nice because of that weird coloration on the velvets, the tiger genetic stripes. I bet you the Anery version of that would look really interesting. Yeah, there's a project. Anery tiger genetic stripes. Somebody get that going. The Super Tiger G stripes don't look all that impressive, to be honest. Yeah, we might have a Brian. We might have a well, we do have the clutch. That clutch from the Phantoms, that that's gonna have it's gonna have a ton of stuff in it. I don't know if I mentioned that. I probably did. It's gonna have Mindanao, Turn 8, Jamp, Mindanao, Turn 8, Jamp, Kalatoa, and Madu in it. So those will that'll be a nice clutch, and it's gonna have Phantoms, GCs, and possibly Cows and Cow GCs and GC Phantoms. So if the male proves out Het for OGS, which there's good chance he will, the Turn 8 GC, yeah, that'll be a real interesting clutch because there's quite a I think it's only 9 eggs too. It's a small clutch, and there's a I think what there's GCs, normals, GCs, Phantoms, uh, Phantom GCs, and cows. So yeah, and GC cows. So yeah, so there's like 6 options right out the gate for that. So that should be real interesting. Yeah, what happened that shit went wrong that you weren't able to do that double het anery genetic stripe breeding? Because that would have been a neat breeding to see. I wonder what an anery. I wonder what an anery mocha is going to look like. Which of those are going to be nice? An anery mocha genetic stripe superdwarf. There's another one. There's another banger project that somebody needs to do. Maybe I'll start an anery mocha project. Female turned out to be male. Yeah, that will fuck it up. That will definitely fuck up the plan. That's yeah. Having 2 males will definitely throw a little issue into your breeding plans. That sucks. And that's rough. Man. Hopefully you didn't find out by putting them together and they tore each other apart, because that would have sucked even worse. That would have been real bad. Yeah, that was an Oh. Yeah, you're probably wondering why they're trying to kill each other. Oh, hold on. Somebody's sending me a message somewhere. I think that's nice. Okay. Yeah. You guys got any questions for me and Spencer to ask Mason tonight when he's on? Is there anything you guys want to know about what he's working with? What's the biggest snake you can safely pop? I don't know. Some snakes pop easy and some don't. Like Philippines, like forget it once they get a little bit of size on them. Whereas Super Dwarfs seem to you seem to be able to just easily pop an adult. Where Philippines, once they hit 3 feet, it's a disaster to try to pop them. And Malaysians are weird too. Malaysians are kind of have a different, I don't know, mechanics or something. I don't know what it is. They don't pop as easy either. Yeah, Superdwarf seemed to be one of the easier snakes to pop for some reason of the retics. Yeah, let me know if you guys got any questions for Mason tonight on his breeding plans and all that stuff. Nope, but definitely saw the younger male's reaction to the old one. Yeah, dude. When you put a small male in with a big male, they're just get me the fuck out of here. They just try to take off. They come yeah, they run. They literally run away because they know it will not end well for them. They will not end well for them at all. Yeah, also, we're going to try to get this set up with Weston and Paul Lucas. So if you guys got any questions for them too, uh, hit me with them. We'll be happy to ask them. Yeah, be happy to ask them. Ooh, shit. Yeah, is there going to be, besides the one clutch coming of the possible TK SD Sunstripes, is anybody else doing that project? I don't feel like there's been a whole lot of people doing the whole G Stripe project in Superdoors. And how's the titanium Superdorf project coming along? I mean, that there was enough hets that I feel like there should be those should be starting to be getting pumped out pretty soon. It'll be nice to see some of those less utilized morphs in mainland getting produced in the Superdorfs. I think that's really going to help some of these morphs. Personally, I think Mocha is going to be the big one. I think Mocha is going to be the one that people realize like, oh, this is great for Superdorfs. I mean, I know everybody loves the Mochinos. I'm not a big Mochino guy actually. I think they're kind of overrated. I just prefer Indo Caramel over Purple, um, Orange Glow, and Mochino, and even Mocha. Question for all three of them: why do they love the giant shit? Yeah, yeah. Well, all of them don't have that many snakes, so it's easy to love giant retics when you don't have a lot of them, and then when you get a lot of them, then you don't love them anymore, and they're awful and you hate them. So yeah, ask Weston prices on those crosses. If you don't produce pure solos, then I'll end up grabbing pair. Okay, yeah, I don't know what he's charging. I will ask him though. I don't think it was a very big clutch. I don't think it was like 40 eggs. I don't even think it was 30 eggs. I think it was pretty small actually for a big mainland like that. Yeah, yeah. If you're gonna have like a handful, like a handful of big snakes, it's cool. But you start getting up into 20 or 30. I think at the my height of my mainland collection, I had close to 20 females. I had around 20. I think I had 17 or 18 females that were a 16-foot plus, and I mean it just wasn't. It was literally not enjoyable even at all. To be, if I'm being honest, it was just like this sucks. Because you're so fucking exhausted. When you're cleaning, and those big snakes destroy their cages constantly. So you're just constantly cleaning. You're just working your way through all these big snakes, and you know by the fifth one you're tired because if the first five or if the first four are fighting you the whole time, you're like exhausted. So yeah, this shit gets old. Still building Citron het variety. Yeah, what are you going for with this Citron stuff? Because me and Andrew are starting a Ternate uh, titanium project. I have the same female that we used to make the Faluku tribal stuff because of how much color she has in her side banding and all of that. We're going to use her for a titanium project. Yeah, especially if they don't want to come out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I've had some that were like even the ones that aren't mean, the ones that just like won't go where you want them to go, and you're trying to get them to like you need them to go to the right, so they just want to go to the left, and there's literally nothing you can do to stop them. Like once they're that big, they just don't listen. You're just fighting them constantly. Fortunately, a lot of my smaller medium sized stuff, that really don't listen. Fortunately, they're the size they are because if they were, if they were gigantic, it would be impossible to get them to do anything ever. So, what are we looking at here? Yeah, yeah. Any questions? But yeah, I'll hit up Weston. I'll make a note. Ask Weston on prices. Prices. I already know why they're gonna say they like the big ones. So why big snakes? I already know what they're gonna say there. Um, but yeah, yeah. I haven't talked to Weston. I talked to him for a minute on the phone a couple weeks ago. But I hadn't talked to Weston or Paul, and like in the last week I talked to each one of them either on the phone or via messaging. So um, yeah, they're down to come on the podcast, so that'll be fun because we haven't had me and Spencer haven't had any mainland people on the podcast, and I know I know Paul just got that clutch from that hypo, and then obviously Weston got that Sola Malaysian cross clutch. And the male, I believe the male Sola he bred to that is the male Sola that came in the same shipment with my pair of Solas here. And it looks almost identical to my male. I know like you have to literally look at like neck pattern to tell them apart. They are almost identical. Do you find larger localities have better or worse attitude than smaller localities? They tend to have it depends. Cerams have really shitty attitudes. Halmas have really shitty attitudes where the Karampas were just friendly out of the wild. Kalatoas, not so much. Kiowatis, they were hard to get started from the wild. They were very nervous animals and even had some regurg issues. They would get like nervous and throw up. Um, yeah. Do you think super tiger pieds will have more white than just a tiger pied? Probably, but I don't think that's going to create a white head. So I'm actually avoiding tiger in the Pied project because I want white heads, and we've been trying to figure out how the Pied gene works, and we don't understand it. All we know is that if you combine it with other traits, then it seems like larger portions of the pattern gets shut off. So, and I don't know. I'm guessing it has to do with how the overall pattern structure is changed by a specific morph that allows for the white to come in. So, but yeah, we have no idea how it works. But I'm going to say that yes, Super Tiger will have more, and that probably has to deal with the Super Tiger eliminating the silver and the black, and it's shutting off. It's shutting all that off and allowing the pied to kind of dominate. So yeah, we're working on figuring out how to make high white-headed pieds because I do think I've seen some crazy pieds with like a crazy yellow head that look really good, but at the end of the day, I definitely prefer the white head with the black eyes. Do you think super? Oh no, I already just fucking read that. Okay, what's the next one? Kaiwadi for Clark, Madu for Anery, silver blue sides. Yeah, Kaiwadi, that piece of shit, Andrew Wyatt, like years and years ago, actually did a Clark strain Kaiwadi breeding, and that would have been back in like 2011-ish or some shit, maybe even before that. So like that's what's crazy. Kaiwadi Het Clark, like they were first done easy 15 years ago, and I don't think anybody ever worked with them and did anything with it, which is nuts. So yeah, I don't know. Kaiwadi, like Kaiwadi with its pattern outlining is going to have a lot of good contrast, but honestly, I think you're going to need to mix Kaiwadi with another locality to get some thicker black to really get some offset, some dark offset colors. Ow, I just fucking hit my foot on something. Um, yeah, Meduse, at least the Meduse here, they have a lot of pattern outlining, so that really helps with the anery. Yeah. I am delayed in the live. You were talking about the Phantom Cross clutch you were working on. What are the percentages and localities? Okay, so I'll have to think about this. It'll be 25% turn 8, 25% Mindanao. 6.25 Jamp, 6.25 Madu, 6.25, and then it'll be what the hell would that be? 12.5 Kalatoa plus 3 point, yeah, because that was 6, yeah. It'll be 12, then it'll be 15 point something Kalatoa. So it'll be well, that's 50, 65, another 12.5. So yeah, it'll be in the high 70s Outcrossed. And the nice thing about that too is it's going to have so much different shit in it that you can take it back into any locality and just fucking obliterate what's left of the mainland blood and have all these. You're gonna have, you're gonna have traits from 5 different localities in that snake. And I mean, that'll be a good phantom to like, or whatever you get, whatever comes out of the clutch. That'll be a good snake to take back to a pure Superdorf. You run that back to a pure Superdorf, and you literally have, oh god, you're gonna be down to like, I don't know, less than 12%, less than 12% of the mainland blood at that point. That'd be great if you get a cow out of it or a GC cow and you run it right into a pure Superdorf, and now almost everything's taken out of it. Okay, my wild-caught Madu male don't want to eat. Some tips: I've tried small tubs, I tried large tubs, nothing works yet so far. How long have you had your wild-caught male? And I'm guessing you're not in the U.S. How long have you had them? Because it might also be breeding season. That might be a reason, or it might be just super stressed out. And if you're feeding live, it might just be stressed out by the live food. Like what you can do is you could try frozen thawed and just let it in overnight. Yeah, there's a couple different things you can try with them. Okay, really just trying to figure out some logic to the unpredictable titanium expression results. Could you elaborate on what you mean by unpredictable titanium expression results? I'm not exactly sure what you're going for on that one, but I'm very interested. I would be interested. I have a high percentage super phantom. Yeah, I'll let you know, because if you can get, if we get a cow out of that, a cow would be a perfect snake for you if you got a high percentage super phantom. What are those super phantoms? Are they 50 or are they 62s? What the hell are they? Or 68s? I forget what the hell. I know it's one of Andrew's. I just don't remember what the hell the percentages were on it. I do not remember. I think the weird thing with titanium is it's. I mean, I know it messes with color, but I think it's more of a pattern mutation than anything, and then kind of a goofy effect on color. And then when you throw something on top of it that really messes with pattern again, you get some pretty strange looking stuff. I just wish there was a way to put more black on titanium. I think that's, which I'm sure there is, but I think that's one of the issues with titanium. I think you need some more black on the sides to just create a little bit better contrast, especially with the albino stuff. Yeah, and definitely you want to get the tiger. That's one gene you really don't want tiger in, man. You do not need to mix tiger and titanium. Unfortunately, I think the titanium we have is a tiger, so we gotta fucking breed that out of it. But they should be pretty, because a turn 8 Citron tiger should be actually really nice looking. So those will be nice. Yeah, those will be super nice. It's weird how titanium creates almost a platinum looking snake, and then when you breed them together, you get this fucked up striped out thing. Makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. Silverback versus striped rosettes versus portholes versus solid color animal can all appear from the same clutch. That I'd have to look at the silverback ones. What striped rosette versus portholes, that's going to have to deal with the side pattern structure. And anything that has, if you got genes that are creating a little bit of a long elongated rosette on the side and kind of like an elongated back diamond, that will stripe it out on the sides, because that's one of the things I'm trying to do in marble is break up the rosette stripe, because it's super easy. It's super easy to get a rosette stripe even after breaking up the back pattern, because because really aberrant marbles, the best way to do that is with aberrant back diamond, high back diamond count. But high back diamond count means high rosette count, and rosette count also seems to high rosette count also seems to lead into that striping that you also see that shit in tiger and other shit too. So yeah, I'm trying to fix all of that. So the clutch of ternates in the incubator now, I'm shooting for back diamond separation, which should have still a decent count on back diamonds, but and on rosettes, but there should be some spacing. So I'm hoping that that's something that in the future we can actually avoid. But yeah, no, that's dude, that's all secondary polygenic traits, fucking with stuff for sure. Um, yeah, yeah, I'll have to take. When's the last time somebody just bred a titanium to a titanium? Because that's what would be interesting to like really try to get an understanding on what is going on for the secondary traits. Is just to breed a titanium to a titanium and go from there. Um, but yeah, anytime you see rosettes, or anytime you see a stripe like that, that's a sign of one or two or both things: high back diamond count, which is leading to high rosette count, or elongated back diamond and elongated rosette that just kind of exaggerates it and causes a stripe. So that's why secondary traits are important. Yeah, I would have to say all that variation is 100% not a part of the titanium itself. I, I tell you what you can do is you can use Kalatoa and Mindanao if you want to get rid of the striping. You can 100% use one or both. And if you go on my whatchamacallit, my Instagram, there were some really nice marbles I made that had very small portholes, like uh, rosettes on the marble, and they were I think 25 ternate and some super dwarf, some jamp, and some other shit. And once I'd got up to the higher percentage in the ternate, uh, higher back diamond, thicker black, more rosettes, elongated rosettes, then I ended up getting some striping, and not on the back pattern, but on the rosettes. And the specific male I held back, the marble, he had the least of it because I'm trying to break that up. And so I did. I bred him this year to a Mindanao and to a into a ternate. Because I don't mind some of the striping of the rosettes on the marbles, but I do prefer not to have it. As long as the back pattern is cool. That's the big thing that I look for is back pattern and side color. As long as that's cool, I'm happy. All right, where are we at? At what size retic do you recommend having a contingency plan in place during handling in case something goes wrong? I don't have any plans other than if it's really big and kill me, I try to get to my walk-in shower that's in my snake room so I can douse it with hot water and not die. That is my contingency plan. Dude, if I'm holding a snake and it's freaking out and it's getting aggressive, I literally drop it. It's like, nope. Nope, I drop it. I immediately drop it. If it starts wrapping me, if it starts trying to grab me, it hits the floor. I just drop it and give it a second and pick it back up. And that's usually enough to snap it out of its dick-headed mood. About 3 months, I live in the Netherlands. I tried Live Indeed. He got stressed and AD Frost Mouse, and overnight it didn't help. You might want to try. You might want to try treating him for internal parasites. If he's loaded up with internal parasites and not feeling very good, he's probably not going to want to eat. Uh, so you could hit him with some Panicure or some Flagyl, and hopefully that kind of cleans them out, and then offer some food. Because if those parasites are starting to take over, they're not gonna eat. Why make thicker black on platinum versus its intent to thin it out? That is a very good question. Why to make thicker black on platinums versus intent to thin it out? The reason that you do that, the reason to put thicker black on a platinum, it has nothing really to do with the platinum. It has to do with the fact that you're probably going to use that platinum in a morph combo later on. And since so many other genes actually thin out black, even like Sunfire does, Anthrax does, that's to help offset. The reason is to put thicker black on everything, because if you're going morph combos, it's stripping away layers of black. But I don't know if you've ever seen a nice platinum, a nice super clean platinum with decently thick black, but it pops way more. The pop on a platinum with like 2 scales thick versus like 1 to thinning to like somewhere it's not even black, the pop on it's way better. Rob has some platies. Check those out. He's got some Halmahara Ternate platies that have decently thick black, and it really creates a pop on it. Calico and Old School both stripe rosettes, hoping the more vertical Kaiwadi produces variation. Yeah, Kaiwadi should, because Kaiwadi also has, if you look at a Kaiwadi, a lot of times the back pattern is a little bit connected, but it's connected in like a goofy way. It's like there's a back diamond and there's like some lines that connect, but they also have a lot of smaller rosettes and a lot of spacing. You can probably get the same result too with Solaire. Solaire would also be another one. If for that would probably also do that. Yeah, the Tambo platies, they'll pop, and they're gonna have some thicker black too. They're gonna have a little bit thicker black as well. So yeah, that's always try to, unless you don't want black, always be trying to add black, because if you're going to start gene stacking, you're going to start fucking losing it. I mean, you're going to lose it quick. Like look at marble marble anthrax. Like that's an excellent reason for thicker black. Thank you for your answer. That's just here hanging out, answering questions. I don't mind. I enjoyed the discussion, so thanks for asking the questions. So, but yeah, definitely, if you get a chance, go on Rob's Morph Market. He might have some on his. He might have some on his Island Morph Instagram too. So, I think the snake on his head in that picture, I think that's one of those. I'm not 100%. I'd have to look at the picture, but I think it's one of those Halma Ternate platies. I'd have to check though. So, but if you guys got any more questions, hit me with them. I'll try to get them answered. But I got to go eat here pretty soon and then get ready to do another podcast. And let me know what you guys think. We're gonna probably think about doing something like a whatever Wednesday, where instead of me coming on here and running my face the whole time, I'm just gonna post a link right in Next Gen, and just basically have a revolving door. So like, say you want to ask these questions, you can just hop right on. We could talk about it, and then just let people come on and talk as much as they want. In your opinion, is a striped marble useless? Not if you like striped marbles. And I tell you where I tell you something I do like when I see marbles that aren't necessarily striped but have a lot of connected back pattern and almost striped. That's with the Sunfire mixed with Philippine blood. Like if you look at Joe's uh, marble sun with the Phil blood, that's, I mean, it looks totally different from a lot of the marbles I'm producing, but I mean, it's not like crazy marbled or anything. It's very uniform pattern, but I really like the look of that snake. So I really think in that case where you're getting a bunch of Philippine colors and the Sunfire colors, and you're getting this uniform kind of back pattern and everything super clean, I think that's a good use of a marble of the marble gene in a different way of like say how I use it. I think you run into problems when you're getting like a run of the mill just kind of striped out marble that's not really bringing anything else. It doesn't have any other traits to bring anything to the table. So um and plus marble's not a fucking marble gene. I don't know what we need to call it, but it doesn't cause marbling. It only causes marbling if you have an aberrant offset back pattern with a lot of disconnected black. That's how I make it. It's not, I don't selectively breed like that's the thing. I don't selectively breed marbles. I use marble in my selective breeding of back pattern. That's actually how I get them. So, Duran, I was talking about you at the beginning of this. You missed it. I said I wish Duran was on here to know that I recently was talking to somebody from Triple Threat, and we might be working things out where we won't be going at each other online and we'll be getting along. So I said Duran, why do I keep saying Duran? Duran would be happy, and he'd be. I was hoping you'd come on and help us celebrate as me and Triple Threat getting along. Yeah, it's basically an exaggerator gene, the simultaneously reducing black. Yeah, well, Bill sent me a message because I guess he caught the live yesterday when I was mentioning like, hey, I really don't have an issue with these guys and I really don't want to fight with them. Um, but you know, I'm really good at it and kind of childish. So being good at you know being a dickhead and being childish, kind of leads to my behavior. But Bill said, it's whatever. I was like, okay, sounds good. So hopefully, moving forward, we get along, and as long as certain individuals aren't in their ear about me by the name of Garrett and Brian, there shouldn't be an issue. Which I think that's kind of where the disconnect came from, anyways. Nice. Now, LOL. Now back to working on you and Garrett. Nah, that's you know in 2019. I think you could have talked me into that, but this is going to be funny. I honestly think even if I wanted to work with Garrett, it would hurt my reputation. I know that's hilarious, but I think working with Garrett would be incredibly damaging to my reputation. And I don't mean like, I don't even know how to explain that. I think it would be damaging in a sense that it would make me seem very disingenuous. So I don't think that's even something I could, even if I wanted to work with Garrett, which I have zero interest in doing the Rodney Garrett collabs. uh I think it would cost me a massive amount of money. I don't think anybody would take me serious if I did that. And not that anybody should really take me serious, but it would just, me working with Garrett would look like I was just trying to make a bunch of money. And that's and honestly, if I was to work with Garrett, it would be because I was just trying to make a bunch of money. And it'd be completely right to call me out on it. So, I mean, as fucked up as it is, I think it would be significantly more beneficial to Garrett for Garrett if we were to start working together than it would be for me. I think for me it would just, I think it would be Like, okay, I would just be labeled a fucking sellout. Yeah, not as much as your turn 8 cost him. Yeah, and like how do I work with somebody who does and says the things that he does and says? So I just, yeah. And I think from a creative, the other reason, like, if Garrett had like a super cool idea for a project, like say I had something and Garrett had something, and it was like, hey, if we take this and put them together, this is going to make something that's going to be really impressive and actually be good for the retic industry and kind of push things forward. Um, that would be the only way I would ever consider it. Like something that was just overall a production that needed to happen. You know, that's the only scenario in which I could ever see myself doing anything with Garrett. Like if Garrett had like if Garrett had the last male of whatever locality and I had the last female of whatever locality, that's a situation when I'd work with Garrett because it would be more important to try to create that to keep that going, that locality going, than it would be for me and Garrett to not like each other. You know what I'm saying? But no, I mean I don't. I honestly, uh, I honestly don't think Garrett brings anything to the table. If I'm being completely honest, creatively, I don't see him bringing anything to the table. So, because I've yet to see him produce anything that was. I mean, he's produced a couple things that were nice, but I haven't seen him create something that was like outside of the box thinking. You know, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him significantly manipulate color or pattern strictly with selective breeding of a single locality. I haven't seen him do any of that shit. So I don't know. Keep working at it, Duran. Maybe someday you'll get your dream of the Rodney Garrett collab. Oh fuck. So what's up with does anybody know if there was a video of prehistoric claiming dwarfs only get 4 to 7 feet? Somebody sent that to me today, so I was going to look it up to see if there's actually a video of that. Talk about the cool clutch Weston 70. Yeah, yeah. When he comes on, when we have Paul and Weston on the podcast, I'll make sure he's got some available to show people. Um, yeah, they should be nice, and with that 25% Malaysian, that should lighten up the silver on the side. So the contrast on those animals as they get older should be really nice. They should have really great contrast. And there's also some yellow that comes in, some yellow outlining on the black, typically that Malaysians have. So that should add a little bit of pop to them too. So that should be interesting. Yeah, they're probably going to be big. Those are probably going to be big ass animals. But yeah, if nobody's got any more questions, I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to go grab something to eat. And then here in an hour or two, we're going to jump on with Mason, get that podcast done. And I know Mason's got some things he's wants to talk about. So that's what we're doing. And that's the thing, all you people watching, um, if you guys ever want to come on the Next Gen Retic podcast, I mean, it's literally what it's there for. It's for everybody to come on and talk about their stuff. It's a platform for the Next Gen Retic Facebook group. So if anybody on here isn't in that, which probably everybody is, go join that. And then if you guys are doing something in Retics that you want to talk about, let me or Spencer know, and you can come on. Yeah, the dad is only 13 foot though. Oh well, the dad's only 13 foot for the same reason my Sola male's only 12 or 13 foot because we quit feeding them because they're psychos. I don't have it in to deal with that snake at even 15 feet. I mean, because oh my god, that snake sucks so bad. I hate them. Yeah, it must be one of those dwarf solas. Yeah, it's part. Yeah, maybe it's from the goat line solas that Garrett has. So, but all right, I'm gonna jump off. Been on here just over an hour, and yeah, let me know what you guys think about whatever Wednesdays. I think that'll be the day that I'll just throw the link out. Anybody wants to come on and bullshit, talk about their shit, they can. And then if anybody wants to do more of a one-on-one uh, fucking podcast with me and Spencer to push your shit, let me know, and we will do that. So we're always happy to give everybody a platform. So, all right, take it easy. Sola Plati. Oh yeah.